Hello friends, once again here with another video, and I hope you guys are doing great, because myself I'm doing great. And welcome back to Verified. So now in this video I want to do a follow-up of the last video, and in this one I want to discuss some of the things that will force you to request unblocking of the DS260 form and update it, because if you fail to update this, you risk getting your visa. If you don't update, when you find out that you have these things or you need to add these things and you fail to add them, then you risk getting your visa. So immediately you realize that you have these things, make sure you request KCC to unblock your DS260 form and update it. Now, the first thing is, if you applied as married or as single and you later on got a kid, that is a newborn, you got a new baby, you are supposed to request unblocking and add a DS260 form for the kid as well. You should add the newborn in the DS260. If not, then you risk receiving your visa. Even if you had procedures of adopting a child and the procedures they came to an end after you have submitted the form DS260, you also need to unblock your form DS260 and add this newly adopted kid. Same applies to the stepchildren. If you have new stepchildren, then request unblocking and add the stepchildren, because if you don't do this, then you'll be denied the visa. That is one of the things that will require you to unblock the DS260 form and update. The other thing that will force you or will have you request unblocking of the DS260 and update it is when you get married. And get me clearly, if you had plans to marry and you were in an engagement, and later on after submitting your form DS260, you did the wedding, you got married legally and you have the documents. If this is the case, then you will have to request unblocking. You have no other choice. You have to request an unblocking of your DS260 form and change the status. Add the DS260 of your spouse. If you don't do that, then you fail the chance of receiving the visa during the interview. So once you get married, make sure you come again, unblock your form and fill in the details of your newly wedded spouse in the DS260 for you to increase your chances of getting the visa. That is the second thing that you must request unblocking. The third thing that you should request unblocking and update is when you realize that you did a grievous mistake, a serious mistake. If you did an error of omission, maybe there are vital information that you left out, but you've realized that you did, then you have to request unblocking and update these errors. Anything that is vital and you left out during the DS260 filling, therefore you need to request unblocking and update the information. The other thing that will have you unblock and update, those are beautiful birds up here, and it's a good nature. The other thing that will have you request unblocking is adding the travel document information. That is the passport information. And this is how. Maybe when you are filling the form DS260, your derivatives or some of your derivatives had no passports. And later on, maybe they have acquired, and it's mandatory that they get them. And once they get their passports, you should request unblocking and update their travel document information. Let me repeat. If when you were filling the form DS260, some of your derivatives had no passports and you used, for example, your ID number in their place, and you have already gotten the passports because you must get them before the interview. Once you get the passports, then unblock the form DS260 and change the information, update the passport information. That is a must to do. You must update the travel document information of all those members of your application that had no passport during your DS260 filling. Request unblocking and update it right away. That is the fourth thing that should force you to unblock the form DS260 and update. And now, the last thing that I want to discuss upon, and this is a broad one, that will have you unblock the form, is when you realize that there are mistakes that you did, that there are information that you did add that are not required to be there. Information that would jeopardize your DV processing. If you find out that there are mistakes that you did, or there are some information that you added that are irrelevant and might cost you your diversity visa, then go ahead and request unblocking and omit them, remove them, correct those mistakes. Anything that will ruin your chances of receiving the diversity visa, unblock and correct it before the interview comes. And those are just some of the things that will have you unblock the DS260 form and update. There are some others that I might have left out, but basically these are the mistakes or the things that will force you or will have you request unblock of your DS260 form and update to increase your chances of getting the diversity visa. And on matters unblocking and delaying your diversity visa, and I will discuss in another video, that one should not worry you at all. Don't get worried that if I unblock my DS260 form, my case will be delayed. What is wrong with your case being delayed? If you will end up correcting it and getting your diversity visa, what matters about getting late or delaying your case? It's better a delayed case and you receive your visa than a case that is not delayed and you're denied your visa because you feared correcting it, that your visa processing will be delayed. So if at all you realize that there are things that you need to change that might affect your diversity visa processing, just request unblocking without worrying of it being delayed. Better delay and receive your visa than early and get refused your visa. And with that, I come to the end of this video, and I hope you have gotten this information clearly. Please do the necessary. And if you find this information clear and good, please like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you have not. And let's meet in the next video. I'm in a very good spot outside here. As you can see, it's a good park and the birds are singing all around here in the trees. As you can see, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. So guys, let's meet in the next video.